One simple food can lower blood pressure as quickly as medicine. In one study, a glass of beet juice dropped systolic blood pressure by 8 points in just 24 hours. That kind of change can mean the difference between being at risk for a stroke and being in a safer range. Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. High blood pressure is called the silent killer because it usually shows no warning signs. Over time, it damages your heart, your kidneys, and even your eyes. Doctors use medication to control it, but food can also play a big role. Today, we'll look at 11 foods that research has shown to bring blood pressure down. These are foods you can buy in any supermarket, and when used the right way, they can work within days or weeks. Stay with me because some of the most effective foods may not be the ones you expect. 1. Spinach. Spinach is one of the best vegetables for lowering blood pressure because it is packed with potassium, magnesium, and nitrates. Potassium helps your body get rid of extra sodium, which is one of the main drivers of high blood pressure. Magnesium relaxes blood vessels, so blood can flow more easily. The nitrates in spinach turn into nitric oxide inside your body, which directly widens the arteries. In a controlled study, people who added spinach to their daily smoothies saw their blood pressure drop by 5 points in just 1 week. The effect was strongest on systolic pressure, the top number. To use spinach effectively, eat 1 to 2 cups a day. Raw spinach in a salad works well, but even lightly sautéed spinach will still give benefits. Avoid overboiling, because that reduces the nitrate content. A simple way to add it daily is by blending a handful into a fruit smoothie, where the taste almost disappears. 2. Beetroot. Beetroot works faster than most foods when it comes to blood pressure. The natural nitrates in beets quickly turn into nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and improves blood flow. That is why athletes sometimes use beet juice before training, to boost circulation and endurance. In one study, a single glass of beet juice lowered blood pressure within 24 hours. The drop was around 8 points in systolic pressure, which is similar to the effect of a mild prescription drug. For the best results, drink fresh beet juice or eat raw beets. Roasting is fine too, but boiling reduces the nitrate content. A half to 1 glass of beet juice daily is usually enough. If you don't like the taste, mixing it with carrot or apple juice makes it more pleasant. Be careful if you see your urine turn red afterward. That's normal and harmless. 3. Garlic. Garlic has been used as medicine for centuries, and modern research confirms it can lower blood pressure. When garlic is crushed or chopped, it releases a compound called allicin. Allicin relaxes blood vessels by increasing nitric oxide and reducing chemicals that make arteries stiff. In several clinical trials, garlic supplements reduced blood pressure by 8 to 10 points for systolic and around 5 points for diastolic. These results were seen after a few weeks of regular use. To get this effect, eat 1 to 2 cloves of fresh garlic daily. Chop or crush the garlic and let it sit for about 10 minutes before cooking. This waiting period helps activate allicin. If the taste or smell is too strong, aged garlic extract capsules provide the same benefit without odor. Garlic also supports cholesterol control, making it a useful food for overall heart health. 4. Bananas. Bananas are one of the easiest foods to add to your diet for better blood pressure control. They are naturally high in potassium, with 1 medium banana providing about 420 milligrams. Potassium helps balance the effects of sodium. When you eat too much salt, sodium causes your body to hold on to water, which raises blood pressure. Potassium works in the opposite way, encouraging your kidneys to flush out extra sodium. In long-term studies, people with higher potassium intake consistently had lower rates of hypertension and fewer strokes. Bananas are one of the simplest ways to increase potassium without supplements. Eating 1 to 2 bananas a day is enough for most adults. They make a good snack on their own, blend easily into smoothies, and can even be sliced over oatmeal for a balanced breakfast. If you have diabetes or need to watch sugar intake, balance bananas with other lower sugar fruits. The natural fiber in bananas slows the release of sugar into the bloodstream, so they are safe for most people when eaten in moderation. 5. Oats. Oats support healthy blood pressure because they are rich in soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This type of fiber forms a gel in your gut that binds to cholesterol and improves the flexibility of blood vessels. It also helps control weight and blood sugar, which indirectly lowers blood pressure. In a large study, people who ate oatmeal daily reduced systolic blood pressure by around 7 points after 6 weeks. That may not sound like much, but even a small, consistent drop significantly reduces stroke and heart attack risk. Rolled oats and steel-cut oats are the best choices since they contain the most fiber. Instant oats often have added sugar, which cancels out some benefits. Aim for 1 bowl of oats most mornings. Cook them with water or milk, and add toppings like berries, nuts, or a sprinkle of cinnamon. For variety, oats can also be used in smoothies or baked into healthy snacks. The key is consistency. Eating oats a few times a week won't have the same effect as making them part of your regular breakfast routine. Yeti, yogurt. Low-fat yogurt has a strong link with lower blood pressure. Dairy products contain calcium, potassium, and magnesium, which work together to regulate blood vessel function. Calcium keeps blood vessels from tightening too much, while potassium and magnesium relax them. Fermented dairy, like yogurt, also supports healthy gut bacteria, which may influence blood pressure through hormone regulation. A study in the American Journal of Hypertension followed adults for more than 15 years and found that people who ate at least 2 servings of yogurt per week were 30% less likely to develop high blood pressure. The benefit was greatest for women. For best results, choose plain, unsweetened yogurt. Flavored yogurts often contain large amounts of added sugar, which can raise blood pressure in the long run. A serving is usually 1 cup. Yogurt can be eaten on its own, mixed with fruit, or used as a base for smoothies. People who are lactose intolerant can try lactose-free yogurt or probiotic plant-based yogurts fortified with calcium. 7. Berries. Blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are all rich in plant compounds called anthocyanins. These are natural antioxidants that help keep blood vessels flexible and improve nitric oxide levels. That combination reduces stiffness in arteries and improves circulation. A study involving more than 34,000 people found that those who ate the most anthocyanin-rich berries had an 8% lower risk of developing hypertension compared to those who rarely ate them. Another trial showed that eating blueberries daily reduced both systolic and diastolic blood pressure within 2 months. Berries are also low in calories and high in fiber, making them a heart-friendly snack. Aim for at least 1 cup of fresh or frozen berries several times a week. They can be eaten plain, sprinkled over oats or yogurt, or blended into smoothies. Frozen berries are just as effective as fresh ones, since the nutrients are preserved. Avoid syrups or sweetened berry products, as added sugar works against the benefits. Consistent intake over weeks and months is what leads to lasting improvements in blood pressure. 8. Watermelon. Watermelon is refreshing and naturally hydrating, but it also contains a special amino acid called L-citrulline. This compound is converted in the body to L-arginine, which boosts nitric oxide levels and relaxes blood vessels. That's why watermelon is more than just a summer treat. In a study of adults with early hypertension, those who consumed watermelon extract lowered both systolic and diastolic blood pressure after just 6 weeks. The effect was especially noticeable in people with overweight or obesity. Watermelon is also rich in potassium and water, both of which help regulate blood pressure by reducing sodium levels and improving kidney function. To get the benefit, eat about 2 cups of fresh watermelon daily. The red flesh contains lycopene, another compound that supports heart health. You can eat it as slices, blend it into juice, or add chunks to salads. Watermelon is naturally sweet, so it makes a healthy alternative to sugary desserts. People with diabetes should watch portion size, but for most, watermelon is a safe and effective way to help manage blood pressure. 9. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, when eaten in moderation, can lower blood pressure thanks to its high content of flavonoids. These are natural plant compounds that improve the production of nitric oxide in the blood vessels. In a review of multiple clinical trials, people who ate small amounts of dark chocolate daily lowered systolic blood pressure by 2 to 3 points on average. The benefit only comes from chocolate with at least 70% cocoa and eaten in modest amounts. Milk chocolate or heavily sweetened varieties do not provide the same effect. The ideal portion is about 1 ounce or 28 grams a few times a week. That is roughly 2 small squares of a dark chocolate bar. Eating more does not add extra benefit and only increases sugar and calories. Pairing dark chocolate with fruits such as berries or nuts makes a satisfying, heart-healthy snack. The key is consistency and portion control. 10. Pomegranate. Pomegranate juice is a powerful natural drink for blood pressure control. It contains antioxidants called polyphenols that improve the flexibility of blood vessels and reduce inflammation in the arteries. Regular consumption also helps lower harmful LDL cholesterol, which indirectly supports healthy blood flow. A clinical study showed that drinking 1 glass of pomegranate juice daily for 2 weeks lowered systolic blood pressure by about 5 points. Longer studies found even greater improvements when the juice was consumed regularly for months. The effect comes not only from the antioxidants, but also from potassium and other compounds unique to pomegranates. To use it effectively, drink 1 small glass of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice per day. Commercial juices with added sugar do not have the same effect and may actually harm blood pressure over time. Eating the seeds is another option, as they contain fiber and the same active compounds. Pomegranate can also be sprinkled over salads or mixed with yogurt. The deep red color signals the presence of heart protective nutrients, making it both a healthy and attractive addition to your diet. 11th. Nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds are excellent for long-term blood pressure control. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, flax seeds, and chia seeds all contain magnesium, potassium, and healthy fats. These nutrients work together to relax blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation. The fiber and protein in nuts also help with weight control, which is closely linked to blood pressure. In one large review, people who regularly ate nuts and seeds reduced systolic blood pressure by about 5 points compared to those who rarely ate them. The effect was most consistent with pistachios and walnuts, but a mix of different nuts and seeds works best. A practical serving is a small handful, about 30 grams per day. Choose raw or lightly roasted varieties without added salt. Salted nuts can cancel out the benefits for blood pressure. Seeds can be added to smoothies, oatmeal, or yogurt. Walnuts are best eaten whole, while ground flaxseed is more effective than whole seeds because the nutrients are easier to absorb. Making nuts and seeds a daily habit is one of the simplest changes for lasting blood pressure benefits. In conclusion, high blood pressure can feel overwhelming, but small daily choices make a real difference. Adding foods like spinach, beets, garlic, and yogurt can bring your numbers down naturally and protect your heart in the long run. Again, the key is consistency. Try including at least one of these foods in your meals every day, and you'll start seeing benefits within weeks. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to our channel for more practical health tips. Your support helps us reach more people who are looking for natural ways to feel better.